Hi again. Mower repair video on this channel actually. There's plenty going on the other channel with mower repairs, but this is actually one of my own mowers which we use for work. You can see there it's a Honda HRX537. To be honest, it's fairly worn. I got it second hand, and a lot of the gardens we cut are rough gardens, so I don't really want to put, I've got a better one of these, but I don't really want to put that on the rougher lawns. So this one's got to have a bit of a TLC really, I suppose. You may remember a while back, I did an improvised repair of the drive because the drive kept slipping one way. Well, that's been okay since, but one of the wheels sort of slipped a bit, and that's generally due to what we've got bags of new bits here. It's usually due to them cogs, or the cogs on the actual wheels. Yes, it's either the cog what I show you, or the cog on the back of the wheel. So what I've gone and done to start off for the fresh season, which hopefully will be starting in a couple of weeks. I've had a couple of calls already actually. I'm going to treat this mower to a pair of new rear wheels, new cogs. There's some little clips in that as well. That holds the cogs on. If they get took off and on quite a lot, they tend to stretch a little bit. So I'm going to put new ones on just so it's new, you know, and they can't fall off. If you run one of these mowers and you do rough lawns, you'll find probably for a season or two it'll be fine, but then you'll start finding this is quite a common problem on them. There is actually a drive problem that has as well. The oil seals leak and the drive dies. A lot of mower repair places aren't keen on doing the repairs to the drives. They prefer to sell you a new drive. I've done plenty of repairs and it does work, so it's always worth just tipping your mower up on the side and have a look next to where the gearbox is each side. The oil seal, and see if it's leaking oil. If your drive sort of goes, if it's leaking oil, then it needs to come off, have new seals cleaned up, put new seals in it, and then it has to be refilled with oil. And there is a bit of a process. I actually have got one in there somewhere, I think, to do, which did leak, and I'll never have got around to doing it, but I have got the oil seals. But at the moment this one's alright in that department, so it's just a matter of the new wheels on and a service. Well, I've got it all off now. It was a bit frustrating because my circlip removing tool isn't very good and it kept slipping off, but I'll put a new one in behind. Then what happens is you put one of them washers back on. Then I won't actually put the new bit on. It's easier just to show you with the old because I haven't got the new one out of the packet yet. But if the drive moves around, you'll see there has to have a little keyway in there, and there should be a spring in the bottom. You just see the spring that goes in there like so. Then the cog goes on. You have to make sure that can go two ways, so it fell over, so I'm not sure which way it goes, but when the wheel moves round, I'll show you around the other side. When you've done, the wheel has to move frontwards and lock backwards. So just you'll know if you got it right or wrong by doing that. I did lean this up so it was right, but what I should quickly do is grab the old wheel. Oh, there we go. Just to show you. I know it's not very good camera work, but I'm trying my best. See, that's going forward and locking back, so I've got that the right way around. So then after that, you just got another washer to go on, and then a final. I haven't got a new one of them out yet either, but then just a final circlip back on, then the wheel back on. So it's as easy as that really. Quite easy. Make sure you put plenty of lubricant on it, a little bit of grease, just so it keeps moving. I wouldn't overdo it with grease because yeah, over time it all comes out in there. So just a bit, and then grease that back. That's the old bearing come off the wheel. If you can see that the old bearings are really worn there, so that wasn't helping matters. So I'll just give that a quick clean up, a bit of grease on, put the new cog and that in it, and then that side will be done. New wheel on, that'll be done. I just wanted to show you this. I've got all that on now, all the new cog and everything, and the wheel, it goes around nicely like I said, and it's lock's going back, and that's all how it should be. And if you look here, no play at all on that wheel there, but this one, if you see there, so the wheel bearings are pretty poor there, so I'll get that all done, and hopefully that'll tighten that up a bit. So yeah, the back end of this should be done then. So progress made with this. Both the back wheels are on now. So the front wheels have been sort of hit a little bit, so they're coming out a bit diagonally, so I might have to take them off. It has another problem there with the throttle. You can see that cable around there, that's to tie the throttle lever back, because it slips back. I don't know whether I can put a washer in there to make it tighter, or whether I'm going to have to get another handle, which I think I've got one. And I might go down that route, I'll see. I've moved on a bit with my Honda HRX. I managed to straighten the front wheels. That wasn't too difficult actually. I had to take it off because the actual height adjusters, the bracket sort of things were loose, so I just spaced them with a wash, and the wheels are nice and tight now. Tiny bit of play in that one, but they're the front wheels, they're not so important. And what I did on the bar bit coming out, it's a bit risky because it's a plastic deck, but I just got a bit of that old bar there, it's got a hole in it that's just like, where are we? There, and that just slipped over where the wheel went on, so it I sort of levered it. This is a good example of how not to look after your mower. I'm not very good through the season cleaning them off and that, and this was for the last cuts and that, and look, it hasn't been cleaned out, so it's have to go outside, be scraped off and pressure washed. The blade's in a rough state, look at that. I think I've got a blade, but I won't put that on obviously till I've cleaned it. So I'm nearly sort of done with this really. It's just the basics on the top, and that handle that keeps slipping down. That's really irritating because you sort of keep losing your power and you have to keep holding it up. So I'll have to sort that. The look a bit rough, but it's actually only the outer cable. It's a bit annoying because I have to, in some vehicles I have to put the handles down. A lot of the time I don't have to if it's in the van. So putting them down, putting them up, it just ruins the cables. So it's nice if you can leave the handles up all the time, but that isn't always the case. But anyway, I'll crack on with what I can. If you missed before, the repair I said I did on this, the improvised repair, what kept happening is the clips that holds it inside them little circlips, it's like there's a spring on this, I think. Yeah, there's a spring just up in there, and what it is, it does slightly drag it to one side, so the clips are supposed to hold it in place. The back clips, what I show you, I put on just before the plastic guard, or just over the plastic guard. Well, that's supposed to stop it. Well, the clips weren't really doing as good a job as they should have been, so they kept flicking out and then pushing the drivewall to one side and then messing things up. So what I did was that I drilled through and I put a split pin through it, and we've done a fair few lawns with it like that, so I think that'll be okay. The only thing I may have to do in the future is when that clip wears out, just put a new one in there, because it hasn't really worn out too much up to now, but it probably will as time goes on, so I just have to keep an eye on that. Like I said, another year out of this one, I'll be happy. Anyway, so this I'll make a part 2 of this. That'll just be the general rest of the bits and pieces I'm going to do on it. So thanks for watching. I'll be along with the part 2 and final part as well of this one. Thanks for watching.